Holy mackerel. King Charles, you've got to get her off that royal website. And I'm not even joking now, because Meghan Markle has now formally endorsed one of the biggest online trolls of Catherine, the Princess of Wales. This is the care package to the notorious JTB. And trust me, Markle knows exactly what this man is all about. So we now have a ludicrous situation. Look, she's even using the royal cipher. We have a ludicrous situation where a former member of the royal family who claims to be all about online welfare is now backing one of the biggest internet trolls of Catherine, the Princess of Wales. This is unsustainable. And finally, it started to sneak out into the mainstream media, because you know I've been talking about this man for a very long time and how despicable he is. So this was the boast from the notorious JTB, which has stunned everyone because Meghan's front is just unbelievable. The Duchess sent me a gift. I am not exaggerating when I say this was nowhere on my 2026 bingo card. Not ours, mate, either. She's lost it. Completely stunned, completely grateful. Thank you, Meghan. Now, as Harry's Meghan Spare put it, well, for years, Meghan has claimed she doesn't read social media and isn't aware of the conversations happening online about her. Yet somehow, she managed to find one of the most hateful anti-royal family accounts on X, send a gift, and include a personal handwritten note. Quite the miracle. This confirms what many suspected all along. Meghan knows exactly who is attacking William, Catherine, Charles, Camilla, and the royal family on her behalf as the Sussex Squad. The only difference is that now she's not just aware of it, she's rewarding it. That's not distance from online bullying. That's endorsement. Shame on you, Meghan. You're as disgusting as they get. And just a reminder, like, this is one of the posts that the notorious JTB recently endorsed. Look, being a future king and ending up with the uglier, less talented wife must be a gut punch. That was quite soon after Catherine emerged following her cancer battle. After Hello magazine said Princess Kate stuns royal fans with effortless walk and heels across muddy glass, he replied, LMAO, I can't. They've really reduced her to a bimbo with heels. Now, credit to the Daily Mail, which has ignored this story for a long time in terms of Meghan Markle endorsing the Sussex Squad, but has run with the story. I will give them credit for this because we need the mainstream media on board exposing what we have been talking about for years in terms of Meghan Markle endorsing the Sussex Squad. Why do they keep ignoring the story? But in this article on the Mail Online, they wrote, within the past 6 months, JTB has endorsed creators calling out the Princess of Wales mediocrity and taking aim at the royal family while spending hundreds of dollars on products from As Ever, including over $200 on an order of wine. I mean, what a loser. When Meghan and Prince Harry celebrated 8 years of marriage on May the 19th, JTB reacted to the Duchess's previously unseen photograph of the couple sharing a kiss during their reception in a TikTok video. JTB said the black and white image is one of the sexiest wedding photos ever taken. In the clip that was captioned, the chemistry between Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is undeniable. You know these two are still setting off smoke alarms. On the same day, JTB reposted TikTok commentary about the mediocrity of the Princess of Wales in response to her visit to Reggio Emilia to learn about the Italian city's pioneering approach to early years development last month. The creator contrasted Catherine's advocacy efforts, including launching the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, with Meghan's No Child Lost to Social Media speech at the World Health Organization in Geneva. He said, the future queen made pasta and visited kindergarten children, but I really want to know why she hasn't addressed the UN in any capacity. Because she knows what it means to be royal. Okay? And trust me, the fact that she is royal and she doesn't back internet trolls means that she had thousands of people turning up on the streets of Italy. Meghan Markle had 10. But if you don't believe that this guy is actually an out-and-out troll, I want to show you, and I've covered this on the show before, but it's important I remind you because this guy is a troll. He's not a commentator, he is a troll. Look at what he said about my beloved Lady Colin Campbell.
Talk about the corpse formerly known as Lady Colin Campbell, who speaks about Meghan and Harry with a level of rage that sounds like it's been fermenting since the 1800s. Every time she opens her mouth, You can practically hear the cobwebs shaking off her opinions. She was born Georgia Ariana Ziadi in Jamaica. Not British aristocracy, not palace-raised royalty, not a woman molded in the halls of Windsor. She grew up in a strict, old-world merchant family, then hauled herself to London chasing social status that never embraced her. That rejection grew roots in her personality. It sculpted the bitterness she weaponizes today. Bitter rot that she weaponizes against Meghan and Harry.
That is the man who Meghan Markle is sending a handwritten note to. Get her off! Get her off the royal family website. I've had enough. Now, Hans did some good work on this. She posted, so Meghan, let me ask you a simple question. Are your children proud of you supporting a bully who has gone after Princess Catherine and the royal family? This bully has also targeted royal supporters, and you're sending care packages? Stop lecturing about anti-bullying and stop supporting them. And she juxtaposed that speech that the notorious JTB was speaking about with him opening, with that chief troll opening the care package. Watch.
Is barely able to survive the bullying and predation of the online world and the dangers that these platforms bring. How is a child? So speak up. Demand better from the platforms shaping our children's lives. Be an example in your own social media use of how to be intentional in every moment that you like, that you comment, that you post, that you share. We could all universally agree on one thing. We want our children to be safe. Let our children look back at this moment and let them feel proud of us, that we chose something better for them and for us all.
Well, royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz, is furious about this. She posted overnight, it's like Meghan's actively hitting the self-destruct button. This is only a fraction of the vile things this guy has said. He reminds me of Super Troll, Christopher Boozy, who later appeared on the Harry and Meghan Netflix show, proving they worked with him. And I'm delighted to say Tash joins me now. Oh my God. Like,
yep.
When are people going to wake up? She is endorsing the Sussex squad, but this is the biggest endorsement yet.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a guy who's been subtle about his attacks on the Prince and Princess of Wales. He hasn't been, this isn't someone that just slightly negative. I mean, he's pretty atrocious with his attacks. Lady Colin Campbell, Lady C, of course, but I've seen him write vile things to do with Brittany from the Royal News Network, from Angela Levin. So anybody that doesn't worship at the altar of Meghan is definitely someone that he will target at some point. And it's just unbelievable. I mean, many years ago, I can't remember how long ago it was, there was a moment where Harry and Meghan had called a troll, a really well-known troll called Henry's cousin. Now, you can be forgiven for thinking, you know what, once you could say it might have been a mistake, although this troll was so vile and so disgusting with their attacks that they did on people, against people's children, all sorts of things that everybody knew about them. You wouldn't even have to search deeply on Twitter to find this person, but Harry and Meghan didn't know about it, and they gave this person a personal phone call. Then, of course, more recently, you've got with Meghan going over to Australia, Zandy Sussex, the one that called herself the chief lieutenant. She's absolutely vile and horrific and has done so many attacks on the Princess of Wales.
And she still may have been there, Tash.
And she still may have been there. And then, of course, you've now got this guy. This is three separate attempts, well, not attempts, three separate people that have proven that Meghan is not just aware of what the Sussex squad are doing. She is actively endorsing it. This is an encouragement to the rest of them to continue their vile, disgusting attacks. She is endorsing them, and she is also then endorsing their vile behavior to continue, encouraging others to follow suit in hope they might get a phone call, they might get a free ticket, they might be invited to the Invictus Games, they might get a care package. I mean, this is something else. This really is utterly disgusting. And I'm not shocked because we've known about it for some time, but I'm shocked that she has been so blatant about it. But of course, she is being blatant because she and Harry believe they're untouchable because the king still has not taken any action to remove them from that website. There's been no further discussions about Harry's dukedom being taken. So now they're emboldened. They have gone against everything that was decided at the Sandringham Agreement. They have gone against everything that they promised Queen Elizabeth they wouldn't do. And they are blatant about it. And yet still nothing seems to get done. But this is bullying. This is encouraging people to bully Catherine.
It is. And unfortunately, Tash, this is at the heart of the ongoing war, really, within the British royal family about where King Charles and Prince William stand. But of course, I have covered that earlier in the week. I do want to talk to you, Tash, though, about the problems in the marriage, because this is also becoming much clearer overnight. So we've had two more big events in California. Firstly, the polo. Secondly, the book launch. Harry has flown solo at both. No sign of Meghan. Now, what's interesting, particularly about the book launch event, Tash, now this took place on Monday night, so the early hours of Tuesday morning in Los Angeles, is this was a private release and celebration party for Jose Andre. He is the chef. It's his new cookbook. And the event took place at San Laurel Restaurant at the Conrad in downtown LA. But really, he is known as being much more of a friend of Meghan than Harry. I mean, he was one of the ones who appeared in With Love, Meghan. Now, Nancy Sidley on this wrote, Harry's latest royal engagement, standing around at a cookbook launch, hoping someone remembers he's a prince. But Hilltop Jennifer added, Prince Harry flying solo at the Jose Andre book launch in LA. Kinda weird, right? Wasn't it Meghan who had Jose on her unpopular Netflix non-cooking show? Yet here's Harry stepping out alone, playing culinary bestie. Why did Harry go solo? Why didn't Meghan go with him? And Tash, I was quite struck by your reply. Salt and pepper are no longer together. Certainly looks that way publicly.
Yeah, it does. I mean, someone else that was in attendance, I saw the name pop up. I didn't see a photo. Was Roy Choi. Roy Choi was also on With Love, Meghan. You know, my dear friend Roy, that she'd never met until the moment he probably walked through those doors to start filming at the house that they had rented. But yeah, she wasn't there. Meghan is absent from any sort of thing that you see Harry doing, which would be deemed as normal, right? So we get the couples appearances, we get the big NBA game, of course, front row seats, the big, huge World Series basketball game. Again, you know, front row seats, the most coveted seats in the house, where people were disgusted that they got better seats than actual royalty, baseball royalty. And, you know, and then the Beyonce concert. They are PR outings, all of those. They are designed to promote whatever it is that they are going to, but also to promote Harry and Meghan. They go there with an entourage. I mean, Jill Smoller, who is Serena's agent, you know, the huge sporting agent that also works for Sunshine Sachs, she was there with them at the NBA game. So outside of those two doing big publicity stunts to prove to the world that they're more in love than ever before, you never just see them going out to dinner. Now, Montecito is full of lots of restaurants, and you never just see them doing anything normal. But again, much like Harry watching Nacho, watching polo, that's a whole different story. But he doesn't take his children. The polo is known for being a family sport. Meghan might try and dress it up and walk around in heels and things like that, but it is a bit more of a casual event. They throw the parties, but it's very family orientated. We've seen lots of royal photographs of Catherine and William taking their children, you know, picnicking in the back of the car like normal people, like normal human beings. And these are the future king and queen. But Harry and Meghan never take their children anywhere. They never take them to the polo. Meghan will sit there getting drunk at the polo with Marcus Anderson. She'll strut around for the paparazzi, but they never take the children to do anything normal. And they are never seen doing normal couple stuff. So no, I think that these two come together now for business only. I do not think that they've got a relationship left. I haven't done for a long time. I think that they do not want people to, they're not ready to do the big divorce announcement yet. Meghan probably needs to get her ducks in a row. But I'm sorry, I'm not convinced that these two are happy together. As I said, salt and pepper that she compared them to, they're no longer moving together. They're more like oil and water. They are, no.
100%. But the problem is, as you say, Tash, there is no other option. for both of
No,
them
they're
at the
stuck.
moment, and they both know it because she has very
In wedded
successfully
misery.
trapped him.
Good.
Yeah, indeed. Now, speaking of real royalty and Catherine, we have to talk about this incredible appearance last night because it really meant a lot, Tash, actually, because this was the future queen coming together with the king for their first joint engagement in years. I mean, it was a great turnout. Like, we saw the Princess of Wales there with Davina McCall. She described her as really wonderful and said, I can't imagine what it must be like having gone through something like cancer and then sort of having to tell people about it when possibly it would have been much easier and nicer to not have had to share it with the world. And just before I talk about the dress, Tash, because that's very interesting, I think it's quite hard to hear, but it's still really lovely seeing the dynamic between Catherine and Davina. Plus, you'll see the king with Davina here too. She's a big TV presenter in the UK.
Yeah. You've been doing this as long as I have. Yes, absolutely. No,
Yeah. No, they will. He gave some good advice.
Good, yeah. He's good like that.
Oh, she's just lovely. But so was the dress. Yeah, so was the dress, Tash. Now, this is quite a dress. £1,785. Vintage inspired, but I love the meaning behind it because remember, this was Cancer Research UK's 125th anniversary, so a really, really important one. So I just want to take you through the meaning behind the dress from the Telegraph because they've really looked into it and it's lovely. So ever since the Princess of Wales shared her own cancer diagnosis, they write, she has shown compassion to others affected by the disease, whether through messages of support, visits to cancer hospitals, or flowers sent to wards. But on Tuesday evening, she expressed that support in her most stylish way yet, opting for a tea dress dotted with tiny hearts in a bold shade of red for a reception marking the 125th anniversary of Cancer Research UK. The event also marked the Princess and King's first joint engagement since 2022. It was an outpouring of love in dress form. I just loved that phrase. I loved it. So the princesses, and you know I know nothing about fashion, Tash, so I'm just going to read this, okay, because I know people want to know. The princess's heart-adorned dress is a £1,785 design by US fashion label, is it Redart? I don't know if I've said that right. Redarte. Okay, Redarte. Thank you, Tash. A brand many fashion editors would consider a cool girl favorite. Natalie Portman, Kirsten Dunst, Ayo Edebiri, and Charlie XCX have all worn Redarte in recent years. The vintage aesthetic of Catherine's dress, which is currently on sale for £1,428 at My Teresa, chimes with a look she has often returned to over the years, usually sourcing these retro ladylike dresses from the British label Alexandra Rich. It is notable that the princess opted for such a bold look, at once emotional and upbeat, for her appearance alongside the king. In the past, in the presence of the monarch, she would have usually worn something more understated. But in playful, vibrant red, she is front and centre at this event, quite rightly, given her personal association with the charity's cause. The choice is all the more poignant given that the king is also still receiving cancer treatment. I just loved it, Tash. I loved that line. It was an outpouring of love in dress form. And I'm so glad that she wasn't understated for this event, because there's no way the king would have wanted her to be understated at this event.
It's absolutely beautiful. She's really, really glowing. That dress is definitely stunning. The only reason why I know it's pronounced Rodarte was because I looked up the designers. I fell in love with the dress so much and I thought, oh, I could wear something like that. And then I went, oh, I can't afford something like that straight away. But you know, it's beautiful. It really is. It's got such.
I imagine we're going to see a lot of rip-offs of this, Tash, aren't we?
Oh yeah,
surely.
I'll wait for a rip-off, but that would be more my price range. But no, I thought she looked lovely, and it's very much Catherine, isn't it? A dress wearing love hearts, and just the world has so much love for her, and it's a cause close to her heart. So of course, a dress with lots of instead of polka dots, little love hearts on it has got that kind of double meaning. But she did look stunning. That apparently is the in color, Dan. Just so you know for future, that is the in color.
Well, I'm delighted. I love red. I love red.
Yes,
I thought she looked great. Tash, we've got to talk about the royal wedding, okay? Because it's this Saturday and very exciting. But now Tom Sykes seems to be doing a little bit of a reversal on his earlier report that Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie were not going to attend. He hosted Alison Boshoff, the editor-at-large at the Daily Mail, on his Royalist podcast. She is claiming that they are going to go and that they do have the backing of Princess Anne to be at the event. Watch this.
We can't predict whether or not they're going to come or not, but I mean, they have been invited. We know that, and they have said that they will come originally. What does it tell us if they do come, and what does it tell us if they don't come?
I would always be surprised if they don't come, because I think that the cousins have a friendly genuine relationship, and I think they have RSVP'd yes, as far as I can work out, and I don't think they've then gone back and, at least not formally, RSVP'd no. So, and I think they'll be in a room with a lot of people who like them and enjoy their company, and whose company they enjoy. So, Princess Anne is she's a really scary person by all accounts, but I don't think she's very judgmental. She's one of the only people who has spent time with her brother, the former Prince Andrew, since his disgrace. And that says something, doesn't it? That's a strong person who is going to do what she thinks is right. Doesn't really matter to her how it looks. So I could see her extending a hand to his children.
And Tash, you believe this is the right decision. You have publicly argued that the king shouldn't have to cut ties with Beatrice and Eugenie, saying these are his nieces. Should they carry out any public duties for the crown? No, not until their own financials have been investigated to make sure they didn't benefit from any of their parents' scandals. But of course, they should be allowed at family events. So there's a huge question mark now, Tash, over whether Beatrice and Eugenie are going to attend. It's one of the big talking points.
I hope they do go, in all honesty, my personal feelings on it. I hope they do. They're very close with Peter. They're very close with Zara. And at the stage it is, there's a lot of speculation, but they haven't done anything wrong. And I think they've been tarred and feathered due to their parents' actions. And there's a lot of anger towards Andrew and Fergie because of the nature of the things that they have done, the people that they have been involved in. And I do think it's somewhat unfair. We don't know how involved they are with their parents' shenanigans, how much they really did know. And I just, at the end of the day, it's a family wedding. I would have no problem. I had this conversation with someone else recently. I have no problem with them going to a family wedding. I have no problem with them doing the Christmas Day walk at Sandringham. I wouldn't want to see Andrew and Fergie. No. But the Beatrice and Eugenie, yes, I would have no problem then with their young family walking into church because it's a church service. I would have no problem. I didn't have a problem with Andrew going to the Duchess of Kent's funeral because it's a family member and it was a funeral. What I had a problem was Andrew's behavior, trying to make himself, the center of attention. That was very obvious what he was doing. And I thought that was disgusting. But I think, and I hope that they do go. At the end of the day, as I said, it's not a public event. It's not the royal family showing, yes, they are definitely going to be elevated alongside us as the royal family grows. It's a family wedding. And I think it would be a very sad shame for them if they missed out. And it'd be sad for Peter as well, who is very close with them.
Yeah, see, I have no problem with them going to the wedding. But Tash, I will just...
Some royal commentators are claiming that Meghan Markle has launched what they describe as a subtle new jab aimed at Catherine, Princess of Wales. The allegations have prompted strong reactions, with a few commentators arguing that King Charles should intervene to help calm the ongoing feud. But what actually happened? And are these accusations backed by evidence? Or are they simply another round of royal speculation? Let's take a closer look. For years, the relationship between Meghan Markle and Catherine, Princess of Wales, has been the subject of constant media attention. Ever since Prince Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties, every public appearance, interview, social media post, and business venture involving the Sussexes has been closely analyzed. Supporters of Meghan argue that much of the criticism directed toward her is based on assumptions rather than facts. Critics, however, believe certain public messages, timing, or branding decisions may contain indirect references to the royal family. The latest controversy follows commentary from several royal observers who interpreted recent events as another possible slight toward Catherine. Some commentators described the alleged behavior as inappropriate, while others went even further, urging King Charles to step in and address what they view as an increasingly damaging family conflict. However, it's important to note that neither Buckingham Palace nor representatives for Meghan Markle have confirmed these allegations. There is currently no official evidence showing that Meghan intentionally targeted Catherine. Despite that, speculation has spread rapidly online. Social media users remain deeply divided. One side believes Meghan is unfairly blamed for nearly every royal headline, regardless of the facts. Others argue that years of public disagreements have made it difficult for many people to separate coincidence from deliberate messaging. Meanwhile, Catherine continues to enjoy strong public support. The Princess of Wales has maintained a relatively low profile during periods of personal health challenges while gradually returning to selected public engagements. Many royal fans admire her focus on family, charity work, and royal duties. That contrast has become part of the broader public debate. Every time Meghan launches a new project or makes a public appearance, comparisons with Catherine quickly emerge, whether intended or not. Royal experts have long warned that the ongoing rivalry narrative often says as much about media coverage as it does about the women themselves. Still, the fascination refuses to fade. For King Charles, the continuing headlines represent another challenge during a period when the monarchy is seeking stability and unity. Some commentators believe the king should remain above the public debate and avoid responding to speculation. Others argue that clearer communication from the palace could help reduce rumors and prevent misunderstandings from escalating. At this stage, though, there is no confirmation that the king plans to intervene over the latest claims. As with many royal stories, the gap between commentary and confirmed fact remains significant. Even so, the rumors have reignited discussion about whether the relationship between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family can ever truly recover. Can the divisions eventually heal? Or will every new headline continue to deepen the public perception of an ongoing royal feud? Only time will answer those questions.